Assalamualaikum students. Here we are with one another session for the early past papers for O levels. That is 221021 May June 2023. Okay. Now question number one. What does the question number one say? That says four description of the stages in the program development life cycle are shown. Draw one line to link each description to its most appropriate program development lifecycle stage. Not all the program development lifecycle stages will be utilized. That means we do have the stages like analysis, then we do have design, then we do have coding, then we do have testing, and finally we do have implementation or maintenance. Okay, now they are saying with the first one, develop an algorithm to solve the problem by using structure diagrams, flowcharts, or pseudocodes. So obviously it will be the second phase that is known as design. So this is known as design. Okay, now they are saying detect and fix the errors in the program. So detect and fixing, that means testing. Identify the problem and its requirement. It will be termed as analysis, that we are analyzing that what are the requirements of the program. Then we do have write and implement the instructions to solve the problem. So that will be termed as coding. Now they are saying identify three components parts after problem has been decomposed. So do remember, once it has been decomposed, so what are the problem or what are the steps that you need to do? So first of all, it will be an input, then it will be processing, and finally it's going to be an output. Coming to question number two, what does that say? Take one box to show the name of the data structure used to used to store a collection of data same of the same data type. Okay, now they are saying take one box to show the name of the data structure used to store collection of the data of the similar data type. Okay, now for the similar data type, what do we have? We do have arrays over here that will be containing the similar type of the data. Coming to question number three, what does it say? Describe what is meant by data validation. Okay, now data validation is actually checking it out whether data that you have entered over there is it authentic or not. So it's for the 2 marks. So what are we gonna write it down? Validation is automatically done by the system to check it out or to check out whether data is authentic or not. Okay, now they are saying a validation check is used to make sure that the value that is input is an integer between 30 and 200 inclusive. That means 30 and 200 are the part of this. Now they are saying give one example of each type of the test data to check that the validation check is working as intended. Give example of the test data must be different. Sorry, not give example. It's each example of the test data must be different. So they are talking about the validation checks and they are saying it is between 30 and 200 inclusive. That means 30 and 200 will be the part of it. Now they are saying you need to check it out with the test data types. What are the three test data types? Four test data types. It's normal, abnormal, extreme, and the last one is boundary. They haven't discussed about the boundary. Now they are saying what are the values that you can input over here and what will be the reason for that. So for normal test data, we can write it down 25. So, and reason is it is within the range, within range. Now for abnormal, you can say 26 or 25 as well. You can write one of it like this. You can write it 25.0. That will be, and you can write minus 25. Okay, so for this one and this one, the reason will be not defined data type, not defined data type. And for this one, The reason will be negative numbers are not acceptable. Numbers are not acceptable. Now coming towards the extreme data. So what will be the extreme data? So extreme data might be the lower range or the upper range. So it will be either 30 or either it will be 200. So you can write it down 200 over here, and the reason will be highest provided range. Okay, now they are saying explain the purpose of the library routine, diff and round. Okay, now what is the purpose of the diff? So we know that diff is utilized to give the dividend, or you may say the whole number of the answer. Okay, and whereas the round is utilized to round off the number to the nearest decimal place. So you can say diff, it's for 2 marks, do remember? So you may say to perform integer division and providing a whole number value. Okay, now coming towards the round. Now what does the round says? Returns the number to specified decimal places, or you may say specified number of digits, because not necessary that it will be a decimal. Specified number of digits. You may write down the example on this one as well. Okay. So example, round 2.65, comma 1. That means it's a single decimal, single one. So it will give you 2.7. Okay. Because after 0.5, the values changes to the next number. Okay, now coming towards question number 5. What does the question number 5 says? It says an algorithm has been written in the pseudocode to allow some numbers to be input. All the positive numbers that are input are totaled, and this total is output at the end. Okay, so all the positive numbers are input and are totaled, and finally the total is given at the end. Now they are saying an input of 0 stops the algorithm. That means it will be running until and unless 0 is entered. So it might be a while loop, or it might be a repeat until loop that will be applied over here. So initially they are saying exit is initially 1, while exit not equal to 0. Okay, because if it's 0, that means the program is going to stop. Now they are saying input number. Actually, what we need to do in this question, identify 4 errors in the pseudocode and suggest a correction of each error. Okay, so exit is initially 1. Okay, they have initialized it. While exit not equal to 0, that means it's fine. The condition is going to fulfill. Input the number. Now they are saying for line number 4, if number is less than 0. If it is less than 0, then what is done? Obviously, it won't be applicable, because the numbers over here greater than 0 will be only entertained. The reason is we need to have the positive numbers over here, because over here you can see all positive numbers that are input are totaled. Okay. So error 1, line 4 it is. Line 4 is if number is less than 0. So correction is if number is greater than 0. Now for error number 2, what is an error number 2? So let's see. They are saying now line number 5 says then, line number 6 says total will be total plus number, that's fine. Else if number is equal to 0, then exit will be 1. And now they are saying and if at line numbers, sorry, at over here, sorry, line number 10, they are saying exit will be 1 if the number is equals to 0. So is it right or is it wrong? Obviously it's wrong. The exit should be now updated to 0 because initially it was 1 and now if it's a 0 that means exit should be a 0. So if exit is 0 we will be checking out. If exit is not equal to 0 then it will be fine, and if it's exit equals to 0 obviously the loop is gonna end over here. So it's line number 10. The error is exit is again provided with the value 1. No, it should not be. It should be exit should be provided with the value 0. Then just after that they are saying at line number 11 end if, then again line number 12 it's end if, and line number 13 it's end if, but it should not be end if because line number 13 is continuation to line number 2. That means a while loop is going to end over here. So at line number 13 it shouldn't be end if, the error is end if, it should be end while. Okay, now coming towards error number 4. Now see, let's see what is there. Now the last line is left only. Output the total value of the number is number. No, the total value of the number should be total. So we are gonna say line 14 output total value of number is number. Now the correction is output total value of number is total. So this is how, these were the 4 mistakes that we need to correct them. Okay. For part B, they are saying describe how you could change the correct algorithm to record an output. How many positive numbers have been included in the final total? Okay, that means we need to have the, right now we were just having the uh, total of the positive numbers. Now we need to have that, we need to count that how many numbers were positive. So we need to input few of the things. First of all, in this code, we need to initialize the count value. Then after the count value, while will remain same, input number will remain same. If number is less than 0, uh, so it should, yeah, it should be, it was done with greater than 0. So if number is greater than 0, then total will be total plus number, one thing, and other thing will be count plus 1. In this case, the total will be also added on and count will be also added up. Okay. Then just after that, they are saying after, now we need to output it. So we will be going to have an output after an and while. So in between line 13 and 14, we can say output count as well. Okay. So the first thing what we are going to do, we are after line 1 and line 2, you may say we need to initialize. We can do it in this way because we do not need to write the algorithm. Okay. Do remember that. Count initialize to 0 in between line 1 and line 2. First thing, count should be provided with a value count plus 1 in between line, I think so it was 5. Let's see it again. Uh, between 5 and 6 and 6 and 7 both are right. Okay. So in between line 5/6 and line 06/7. So I have put the slash over here. And finally output count between 13 and 14 or after 14. And finally output count in between line 13 and line 14 slash or after line 14. So I have placed all the possibilities over here. Okay, now coming towards question number 6. What does the question number 6 says? State two features that should be included to create a maintainable program. Give a reason why each feature should be used. Okay, so we should first of all make a modular program. Like that means we could have a procedure and a function because it will be easier to update or it will be easier to handle it. We should have comments as well so that it could be easier for other persons to understand that or to explain it to anyone else. And we should have the meaningful identifiers as well. Okay, so give a reason why each feature should be utilized. So I'm here, write it down. Use of comments. So it would be easy for other persons to understand it. Number one. The other one is that utilization of procedure and functions to make it modular. So any amendment would be easy. Okay, so this was question number 6. Coming to the next question. What does that say? Okay, I think so we do have a question over here. Meaningful identifiers would also work. Yeah, obviously. As I told, because meaningful identifier is something like you are, like for example, we are utilizing num. So num is a meaningful identifier because it is representing that in this variable, any value that is from the user is gonna be input. So that's the reason we are utilizing the meaningful identifier. If we can take it in the, we can create a variable as an a as well, but that won't be a meaningful identifier. So obviously it would be difficult for the other person to recognize that what is the purpose of the a over here. Okay. Okay. So now they are saying for question number 7. A flowchart represents an algorithm. A start, then we do a pointer value 1, input letter, then it's saying is pointer comma 1, that means an array is over here. So what is the array? Pointer comma 1, that means first column equals to the letter. If it's a no, so pointer will be added by 1. If it's a yes, so output letter, whatever letter, and then whatever the letter is there is represented by what pointer to. You will see that. Okay, now they are saying output another letter, yes or no. Input choice, if it's a yes, so it will be repeating, otherwise it will be a no. So we do have two columns over here. The table represents the two-dimensional array word, which stores the first half of the phonetic alphabet used for the radio transmission. For example, word 10, comma 1. 10 is the row and comma 1 is the column. So J, it is J over here. 10, comma 1 is J and 10, comma 2 is Juliet over here. Now they are saying complete the trace table for the algorithm using the input data F, Y, D, N. Okay, so first thing what they are asking us. Pointer is given with a value 1, input the letter. So let's see. Pointer is given with a value 1, input the letter. So letter is F over here. Okay, once you have placed F, now they are saying is word pointer. That means 1, comma 1 equals to the letter. So 1, comma 1 is equals to the letter? No, it's not. It's equals to the A right now. So what are we gonna do? They are saying pointer will be incremented by 1. So that means the updated value of a pointer will be 2. Now they are saying is pointer is what 2, comma 1 equals to the letter. That means it's B. So it's again a no. Incremented will be done. Now it's 3, comma 1. So it will be a C. Again, it's not equal to the letter. So there will be an increment in the pointer. It will be a 4. Now in this similar manner, it's equal to the D. So again, there will be an increment in the pointer value 5. Now it will be equal to E this time. Again, it will be a increment in the pointer. Now it's 6. So they are saying is what 6 comma 1. That means an F. 6 comma 1 is an F. So is F equals to the letter? Yes, it is now. So they are saying output letter comma letter. So first of all, the keyword letter will be as it is. Letter comma letter. That means whatever the letter is there. F is represented by is represented by, just after the by they are saying what pointer. So 6 comma 2. So what is there at 6 comma 2? So at 6 comma 2 it is foxtrot. So we are going to write it out foxtrot over here. Foxtrot. Okay, just after that they are saying output another letter y or n. So we need to output it in the similar manner. Another letter question mark in the bracket y or n bracket off. Then just after that they are saying input choice. So again we do have a choice. It's y. That means it's a y over here. Okay. So is choice equals to y? Yes, it is. Now they are saying pointer will be again given with the value 1, and then they are saying input the letter. The pointer will be again given with the value 1, and now this time the value is d. So that means the increment in the pointer will be till d. 2, 3, and 4. So 4 at 4 it will be matching on. As it matches at 4, it says output letter D is represented by letter D is represented by Shan, please ask your complete query. Letter D is represented by, now what is the value at D? It's delta over here. Okay. Just after that, they are saying output another letter Y or N. Another letter question mark in the bracket, it's Y or N. Okay. Just after that, they are saying input choice. So now this time the choice equals to N. So they are saying is choice equals to Y? No, it's not. So that means it's a stop. That is that we are ended up over here. How did you input Y in the choice? Okay. It was as we reached here, output letter F is represented by Foxtrot. They are saying output another letter. We just output that statement, then they are saying input choice. So we were given with the 4 letters. First thing we have input F. Now the second thing that we can only input is Y. Okay. So because it's at the second part, that is the reason that we have placed Y inside it. Got it, Shan? Okay, fair enough. Okay, now coming to part B. What does the part B says? Identify the type of the algorithm search. Okay, so searching algorithm. Do remember when it talks about the, sorry, algorithm, not search, it's use. So we were searching actually over here. Do remember in your O levels, you have only one searching algorithm, that's a linear search. And we do have only one sorting algorithm, that is a bubble sort. So we will be writing over here, linear search. Okay, now they are saying describe one problem that could occur with the algorithm if an invalid character was input. So if an invalid character is input, what is gonna happen? That means apart from A till F and Y and N. So what is gonna do? Or you may say, what will happen? So obviously, if any such character is input, so it won't stop and it will continue with searching an algorithm. Okay, so you can write it down. Invalid character may put an algorithm put in algorithm in an in a never ending, or you may write it down infinite loop as well. Never ending loop. Okay, so now coming towards question number 8, or we can say that that was all for the first phase of this past paper. We'll be continuing further in the second phase of this past paper. So please join me in the next phase of this past paper. Thank you so much, guys.